Starting right now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I gotta get mine going.
Oh shoot.
All right. Hang on.
Hi guys. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay. Well.
Is it on?
Is it on? It seems so.
Yeah.
Okay. Aloha.
Is it loud enough?
Ano lama Asia ka ba?
Tokoro mate.
Ito ariga shuma iki ne da kara ora. Ya veo da na iji kia ya no ora ide kia da. Aloha. Elo ya maziki ya na de joko ya make etene keje anda o ke na. Ike zayan na mole ali zayan na ko de ma izeki. And ma yejo da make. Aloha everyone and welcome. My name is Gabriel Soul and I will be speaking today on whatever it is that wants to come through. And so we're going to be in this continual emerging process and discovering what wants to be spoken in this moment. So one of the biggest messages I'm getting right now is a lot about balance. We're in a space where we're in this beautiful galactic space where we're all coming down to earth. It's like we've come from the stars and we're like flying down from the crown and coming to earth. And in that, we also have to acknowledge this upward movement. It's like as we come down from the stars, we're simultaneously coming up from the earth. So it's like the big message I'm getting is about balance. And so remembering it's like if we are to cultivate our crown and to cultivate this downward pull, simultaneously we are cultivating the root. If we are cultivating our third eye, our consciousness imagination, simultaneously we must be cultivating our sacral, our waters. So our sensuality bringing together with our soul, our intuition bringing together with our imagination. And as we cultivate our throat and we open, simultaneously we're cultivating our will and our fire center here. So and always centering in the heart. And so we're bringing a lot of balance together. We're remembering that this spiral is a continual balancing the upward and the downward energies and always moving into the center of the heart. I'm also feeling called to share about systems and sharing about how we can utilize systems in a good way. This is sort of using the power of the intellectual mind without getting caught in the traps of intellect and belief. So how can we use systems and understanding of systems to create a certain kind of structure in which our flow is able to naturally move? So how can we align with systems? So for example, astrology is a beautiful system, numerology is a beautiful system. All of these are systems that give us a kind of structure, and within that structure we're able to intuitively flow. So astrology, we have the 12 different astrological signs. Each one of these has an element that it corresponds to. All of these things give our intellect something that they can track onto and fit things into different categories, because our intellect really likes to categorize things. It really likes to put things in different boxes so that it can make sense of them. And if we can see that as it is and use these systems, then it gives us a space in which our intuition is able to flow. I love being in this space where there's the fair energy, and it's simultaneously so distracting when there's like a certain amount of like people who are like witnessing, and then there's like 11 different threads going on in the background. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that energy. And I am grateful for everyone who is here tuning in from abroad and tuning in and connecting into this energy of this fair. It is a beautiful gathering here at Tammy's Edge in Albuquerque. So mahalo to everyone tuning in from abroad. And so systems, balance, all of these are good conversations. I wanted to tap in with everybody in the audience and ask if there's any questions anybody has or anything somebody would like to have addressed in this conversation.
What's the language that's
So the question was, what is the language that I'm speaking? So from one perspective, it's not a language at all. From one perspective, from the very earthly perspective, it is just pure babble. It's just sounds, and it's just a sound vibration that's coming through. But from another perspective, it can be seen as a very real and tangible language. And so to the human intellect, it's really truly just babble. It's just sounds. And from a higher perspective, there is a very real language with a very real structure that's coming through. And so we have to allow for both those realities to be simultaneously. And so it can be as far as we are able to see it in any given moment. And to me, the important thing is what that evokes within us, and can we allow for that which is spoken through these sounds to resonate at a deeper core level of our being. And it's spoken in a way that kind of gets beyond the intellect, because the intellect wants to make sense of all of the different constructs of language, and what's that mean, and what's that mean, and what's that mean. And so speaking in this kind of way goes beyond the intellect, which helps us get, exactly. So the intellect is very third chakra, and it's like a third chakra that's like operating from the first three. So it's like, I see it as like, there's like the body, heart, mind perspective, which is really like root, sacral, solar plexus, but they expand. And so all of a sudden, like the root is like this whole physical body, and the heart is all of our emotions. And then the mind is like our intellect. But when we can expand to a higher perspective, then we can find like our earth, or like root, sacral, solar plexus, our earth, water, fire, as like our sensuality, our intuition, and our will. And so we are basically bringing these to a higher perspective and bringing our intellects down to here, where it's able to merge with the will. And so speaking and communicating in these kinds of ways helps get our intellect out of our mind and bring us down to the will of our gut.
I love that. Thank you so much. It's so important. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Can we talk about sacred geometry?
Sacred geometry. Cool. So geometry is like another language that can be spoken. So just like our English alphabet has all these different letters, it's like there's all these different structures, and geometry is another sort of language in itself. And so it speaks to another part within us. And so like a triangle carries has a certain essence to it that can be understood, same as a circle or a square. And all of these different structures, when put together, can carry a certain meaning and can speak to a much deeper part of our being. And so we can draw sacred geometry and look at sacred geometry to, again, free us from the typical limitations of the intellectual mind and move us into a higher consciousness and a higher way of understanding things. You know, and it can be like a really powerful healing tool, because like again, it can be almost like a relief for our mind to be able to see this, because it's like all of a sudden our mind's like going every which way trying to make sense, and now here's this like image that comes, and it's just like, right, that's who I am, that's what is true, that's what is home. This is something I understand at a deeper level, and it can bring a deep relaxation to our mind, because it frees our mind from trying to understand things in the very limited perspective that we're conditioned to try and understand things here on Earth. Yeah, number six. Gora anama ziki jiki no dokara marisha no koresh maki jiana maraka. And colors are another really beautiful language because colors are another like system. We have the 7 colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And so we can connect these colors, and that's another way that it gives our mind something to explore, to experience, that connects us to something that is closer to true reality than things that we typically see. And so sacred geometry, colors, sounds are all a deeper language, a deeper expression that can be closer to truth and can help us free ourselves from typical limitations. So another thing that I've been finding is like really important to bring in is it's the balance, the upper lower, and the importance of grounding and the importance of like bringing in physical, just awareness of the physical body. And so just like taking time throughout the day to just like really ground. I've been aligning with this really simple ABC practice, which is just A, align spine. So just paying attention, is our spine aligned? We align our spine. And then B, breathe deep. So just taking a big deep breath. So let's all just take a few of those big deep breaths. Let's all align our spines, take a few deep breaths. And then the simple C one is just check in. So doing like a quick check-in with ourselves, and we step into that deep space of like inner honesty, like how am I feeling right now? What's real for me right now? And just like, okay, cool, here I am, and this is how I am in this moment. And so when we can be in that deep space of inner honesty, that's like where healing starts, with that aligned spine, that deep breath, and that just like inner honesty. And so that's something that's an ABC practice that we can just carry with us throughout our day and throughout our lives, and just have that be a basis for our foundation of our work here. No male de nezikie no raka. So I guess in this space we'll just like pour through a few more quick like downloads, just like systems and such, like a reminder of galactic calendar systems. So there's like a galactic calendar, a 13 moon calendar based on ancient Mayan astrology, based on 13 months in a year, because there's an old timing frequency that's become present here on this earth, the 1260 timing frequency. There's 12 months in a year, there's 12 times 2 hours in a day, there's 60 minutes in a second, or 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. This 1260 timing frequency is this like very mechanical timing frequency that has been used to keep the earth trapped in this conditioned mechanical matrix. And so what's very important for us right now is to recognize the limitations, recognize the ways we've been operating in that, and to recognize there's a different way we can operate. And so the core timing frequency that's been emerging is one that's based on ancient Mayan understandings, which is a 1320 timing frequency. So the Mayans outlined this 1320 Zolkin, which is a 260-day cycle that moves. Yeah, it's like there's like a 260 calendar, and then there's simultaneously the regular year-long calendar, which would be 13 months and 28 days, which is to me a much simpler calendar, because 28 days per month makes way more sense than sometimes having 28, sometimes having 29, sometimes having 30, and sometimes having 31 days in a month. And so we align with this timing frequency, this 1320 timing frequency, these 13 months. And in so doing, we're essentially aligning ourselves back up with the natural rhythms of the universe, and breaking ourselves. And in so doing, we are no longer trapped in the same limitations of the 1260 timing frequency. And so aligning with galactic time and aligning with the galactic calendar and aligning with these more natural timing frequencies connects us to our own natural rhythms and the natural rhythms of the universe. And a tremendous amount of harmony is created from within, from that space. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have any questions or things they want to hear discussed in this?
New Mexico.
New Mexico is such a magical vortex of energy. There's so much going on here. I remember the first time I was in Hawaii, that over 3 years ago, I had some psychic telling me like, New Mexico, you gotta go to New Mexico. And I think specifically she was mentioning Taos. And it was over a year until I finally made it to Taos. I went to Hanuman Temple. I was like, wow, this is such a deep home. And now like Taos, Santa Fe, and Albuquerque, they each have such a beautiful and unique energy. And it's such an emergence of the new world. So there's like, the whole four corners is this beautiful place where there's this emergence happening. Utah, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico. It's like, this seems to me to be this like spiraling vortex, this central area from which things are able to be launched to all parts of the country, and then from there to all parts of the world. And so within this spiraling vortex, each of these four states plays a crucial part, and New Mexico is definitely a key point right now, and in the forever now, of course. And each place plays a different part. Like Taos has a very spiritual community vibe, and it's working to find harmony. Albuquerque is a lot more in the mix of it. It's very influenced by the machine, the matrix, corporate society, and in that it's a beautiful place to be able to do work and to be able to have an influence on that. But it's really important that if we're in the Albuquerque matrix, to have a strong community foundation so that we don't get caught up in all that spiral, and we're able to continue to connect with each other, to come from this place of truth, so that this place of truth is what is able to emerge into Albuquerque and into the world. And Santa Fe is also this beautiful middle point that like kind of connects them all. And so I see Taos, Santa Fe, and Albuquerque as each playing really beautiful parts, and then all the other places around New Mexico playing really beautiful parts. But it's this place where there is such a strong energetic vortex here in New Mexico. And so, yeah, just continuing to create community, continuing to interweave with community in each of these places, and interweaving community between the different places is really key to creating a beautiful harmony within New Mexico, such that like there's space for all of this galactic energy to fully land and ground in, and from landing and grounding in here, able to fully emerge into all of the world. So yeah, New Mexico. Are you saying people from other nations coming here geographically or here physically? Yeah, I feel that happening. I feel that like right now. Yeah. What I see is that like the Earth right now is playing a very central location within the cosmos, and the US right now is playing a very central location within Earth, and New Mexico right now is playing a very central location within the US. And so in this, there's this natural energetic pull for people all over the areas to be pulled towards these locations, because that's where so much is happening. And simultaneously, it's all happening in the heart at the same time. And so even people who are in other locations are doing this work with us at the same time. And there is the pull to be pulled towards these places where people are doing it physically as well, and there's more people. So yeah. Yeah, I would say nothing truly happens by accident. We're all here for a reason, and there's, a very real reason that's in many ways beyond our human comprehension of why we are all here. But to me, it feels very real that there is a deep pulling for us to come here together to do this work together, to birth what is to be birthed here together. Gabriel Soul. Are we out of time?
Your cookies are done.
All right. Well, it would appear that we are out of time. So thank you all. I will be hopping on a flight to Austin at 5, but I will probably have a little time to do a few more readings. So I'll be doing readings at the table back there, which will be less of a reading and more of like a connecting into energies through tarot and through numerology, and then connecting into the vision space, and then grounding it in, and doing a delicious foot massage in the process to really ground that vision in. So I'll be at the table back there, and thank you all for being here, and thank you all for tuning in from abroad. Mahalo.
Thank you, Saul. We appreciate you. We love you very much.